Here we go. Okay, that's fine. Hello? Hello? Okay, there we go, perfect. Hello? Okay, there we go, perfect. Hello? How is everyone? Perfect. Let me just move this down. I was trying to, I do apologise for the slight delay. I tried to get my normal camera on, which is over there, but it's just not working, which is very, very, very annoying. I don't know why it's not working. Let me just post this in the group. Where's the video? There we go, live here. Perfect. Just get back onto YouTube. There we go. How is everyone? Hello, Chris. Hello, Lady H. Hello, Michael. Hello, Mez. Hello, Ian. Hello, hello, hello. So yeah, I do apologise for the slight delay tonight. Again, I was trying to get my normal camera working, but it just it just doesn't work. I had a cleaner in today who moved the camera around, and I've had so much issues with this camera. I tell you, I hate technology. I hate it. It just, yeah, so frustrating. Everyone here probably knows the annoyance of that technology can be, and just one of those moments where it just won't turn on. Hello, Sam. Hello, MGV. Hello, Heath. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Katie. But yeah, how is everyone? How's everyone's weekends going? And I hope everyone's looking forward to smashing it next week. So we've got quite a bit to mark up tonight. It should be good. Should be able to get some nice levels on. And then for those in the private group, Brandon and Adam are going to be going live after this as well, which should be a good live also. So definitely an action-packed night with a lot going on. And if you are new here, definitely drop a message in the chat. Let us know you're here. And let me just get my gold chart up and running. I think I was using this one predominantly last week. There we go. That's fine. There we go. But yeah, how is everyone? Double live, yeah. So Adam and Brandon are going to be live after this, which should be really, really good. I'm going to be live now, just marking up some levels, come with a sort of plan for what we're looking for next week, and yeah. Hello, Gareth. Evening, Max, evening all. Happy New Year. First one of 2026 being fully live on the live. Yeah, nice, Stevie. Love that, mate. Excited for new week. Yeah, it should be really, really good. I mean, we're back into normal price action now. Obviously, over Christmas, keep looking at that camera. Obviously, over Christmas, we've got a lot of weird days, low liquidity, thin order books, so price isn't moving as naturally as it normally does. But some normality should be returning next week, which should result in some nice, more pronounced moves. Happy New Year to you as well, Pritman. Happy New Year. Hello, Lee. I was on 100,000 since I got out of drawdown and took a trade that got up to 140. So needs to make 6. Okay, nice, Sam. That's in a good position. That's in a really, really good position. Hello, Sienna. Hello. Sorry for butchering the name, by the way. I do apologise. Yeah, I know a lot of people are back in normal work tomorrow. A few people went back already, sort of Wednesday, or not Wednesday, Friday last week, but I think majority of people are back tomorrow. So if you are going into work tomorrow, then hope you have a good back to work. I don't really know how to go about that. Hello, Matty. Adam, he'll put it in the Brandon will put it in the Telegram, and then Adam will put it in the Discord as well. Even Max. Oh, Darren, yeah, I do apologise on that one. Drop me. I'm pretty sure I responded to it though. Darren, if you could send me another message in all caps, because I responded pretty much every single message on Telegram I got back to this weekend. But I don't remember going through your one. More one-to-one calls. Slots will be open for Wednesday and then Thursday. Keep your eyes out on the Discord. Yeah, that's something else as well. Adam's crushing it lately. Really, really nice to see. If you haven't had a one-to-one call with Adam already, I definitely recommend doing that. Yeah, I'm seeing some incredible feedback from Adam's calls. So, yeah, and then for those who don't know, we've got like a full-time support team inside the private group who are hopping on calls like all of the time, giving support to members, etc., which is really, really cool. DB, always driving, and yeah, on the school run, on the New Year run. Good evening. Been a few weeks off sorting out my house. Moved for this month, back for trading tomorrow. Can't wait. Nice, Lee. Look forward to it. No question is too silly in my one-to-ones. Yeah, definitely. That's something which is really, really important. On the lives as well, you know, if you do have any questions at any point regarding anything trading related, just let us know. You know, they can be super beginner, super advanced regarding what I'm doing at the charts, or regarding something completely random in the trading space. If you do have any questions, just let me know and I'll happily go into detail on them. So, yeah. Nice, Ian. Really, really good to hear. Hello, Brandon. You got a live coming after this, which I know a lot of members are looking forward to. So that should be really good. And by the way, guys, if you are enjoying the live, double tapping the screen, liking the live does help spread it around. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Mark. I'm good. Everything's good. Been a busy weekend, but really, really good weekend. So really, really, really looking forward to going into next week. Like, really looking forward to it. I think we got some nice levels, a nice plan for next week. Last week we did have, like, to finish the week, this level here with a potential inverse head and shoulders. So we can see that here, shoulder, head, shoulder. This is normally indicative of a reversal, so this is like a bottoming pattern, and it did line up nicely with this level here, and then we did get this sort of channel to the downside, which does show reducing momentum to the downside, and so I know a lot of members are still in buys from this, so hoping for a jump up on market open. It does look like we are probably going to gap up on market open. I'd be surprised if we don't see a continuation to the upside, at least up to this trend line. So yeah, should be nice. Again, inverse head and shoulders, nice level here, reducing momentum, which we did end up getting a nice pump on the end of Friday, which I did put about in the private group as well. So should be nice, should be very nice. So looking forward to it. Hello, Garen. Never done a short, wanted to do it safely, minimal or no leverage, just learn without losing first try. Yeah, that's good, Jeff. And then shorting gold is always a bit of a weird one, isn't it? You know, gold's predominantly always moving to the upside, so entering sells on gold can be a sometimes a bit of a sticky one. So, yeah. Getting bad week last week or this week? Hello, Max, are you okay? Quick hi to Myra, Candle friend. Hi, Candle friend. Studia repeatedly saying hello, Max. Hello. I love that. Anime, that was such a good message when you said my candle friend. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, hello. Good, but just working in the background. Nice, Mark. When you say is the best time to take partials, 1-1, 1-2. There's no, like in most things in trading, you're never going to get the best entry. You're never going to get the best, like, taking partials. It's just about trading, really, entering a position with a decent stop loss, which you'll learn where to put over time from a lot of stop losses getting hit and a lot of stop losses not getting hit, and then just squeezing as much of the position out as possible. So taking some partials at 1-1, taking some partials as we go up, taking some partials as we go up. I did do a live stream last week, I believe on Thursday or Friday, where I went over a screen recording of a trade from literally start to finish that I entered. I was never doing any like objective thing. I'm never calculating like, okay, we're at 1 to 1.5, I'm going I'm going to take partials here. We're now at 1.175. I'm going to take partials here. I don't like to keep things that objective because it constrains it. I think a lot of times in trading, outside of risk management, trade management, a lot of risk management, well, all of risk management and then a lot of trade management, you do want to be super objective, but still you want room to let your discretionary ability, which you learn from just hundreds, if not thousands of trades, to have room to grow and room to really, really profit. The more objective something is, obviously, easier it is, but the less profitable it is. I can smell another all-time high this week, not financial advice. That would be nice. If this is the bottom, and then that would be nice. I don't know whether all-time high, though. But then again, gold moves crazy, doesn't it? Well worth a watch for it. I appreciate that, Lee. Yeah, I do think that was a good. I think the last few lives have been really, really good to catch, I think. Yeah, I mean, the news with Venezuela is pretty interesting. I mean, there's carnage all around right now. A lot of people have differing opinions on that. So yeah, that's obviously going to impact it. I mean, in invading, I guess, a sovereign nation and stealing their leader does have its impacts on the markets. Whether you think it's right or wrong is another question. Swing trading, US 30 NAS, gold, silver, because why not hold until next year? I mean, fair play, especially silver. I see a lot of people over the last 6 months. I see so many people getting into trading silver, and something which is important is just because silver's absolutely booming, and more and more people are talking about silver, and it just. Everyone seems to be talking about silver. Doesn't mean jump ship on the pairs you are trading. If you're comfortable trading, let's say US 30 and gold, or just gold, or Euro USD, or something, just your pairs, then don't just jump ship on those pairs, because if you switch pairs, then you have to learn a completely different market. It respects completely different fundamentals. It respects completely different news a lot of the time. And so jumping ship on a pair that you've really, really learned, you can be led into a false sense of security with a few early wins. But a few wins doesn't show you anything really. So keep that in mind. Definitely don't jump ship because you see everyone talking about something. The trading space is really full of just shiny objects. I think a lot of people in trading have shiny object syndrome. So they think okay, this pair is going to be the pair that makes me profitable, and they'll jump to that pair. This system's going to make me profitable, and it's going to jump to that system. And if you've ever tried any sort of entrepreneurship, then you'll know jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing is never a good idea. Jumping from shiny object to shiny object. This is something I see as the biggest killer in terms of just business, the biggest killer of entrepreneurs taking it to that next level. Let's say they're making I don't know, multi 5 figures a month. To get to that 6 figures or multi 6 figures a month, a lot of them get stuck at just shiny object syndrome, because there's so many opportunities. Just like in trading, there's so many opportunities to make money. On the amount of pairs, the amount of systems, there's so many opportunities. But if you spread yourself too thin, you will not do as well as just focusing on one thing. It's like a great quote: if you try and water the full garden, all of the plants will die. Focus all the water on one, and it'll sprout into an amazing tree. That's what's worked for me anyway. Master one all day long. I really do believe that you do not need to trade tons of pairs. You do not need to take tons of trades. That is just a huge myth which has plagued the space. Just a few trades, I say every live at this point, just a few trades a month can change your life. It really is that simple. Well, it's not simple, but you know what I mean. The analogy king. Appreciate that. I'm so annoyed that my camera isn't working. Normally, I've got my setup super dialed in, but a cleaner that was in today moved everything, and for some reason, technology just chooses to not like me. And I've plugged everything back in, and it just won't. It's so annoying. It's so annoying because I really like how the setup looks now, but yeah, it wasn't loading. Eventually, I got sick of it, so now we're using this camera, but it's all good. Two pairs is a nice balance as long as you have plan A, B. When timings are not great on one pair, you can switch. Yeah, I agree with that, Mark. I think two pairs is fine. Over two pairs, when you sort of get into that three-pair territory, then that's quite a lot. And also something we covered in one of the sections of the bootcamp, you can expose yourself to a lot of risk. If you're trading loads of pairs, for example, you're trading gold, silver, GBP USD, Euro USD, whatever pairs, if you're trading all of them at the same time and you're all in a position, then all of those pairs are derived in USD basically. And so although they're different pairs, the idea for the US dollar to either weaken or strengthen goes across all of those pairs. So you might be in like 5-6 different trades, but you're trading one idea, which it can feel like you're diversified, but your exposure to one particular idea is so high that it's not good at all. So definitely keeping that in mind as well. You might think that you're trading two different pairs, but you're actually trading the exact same idea. It just looks slightly different on each pair. Sam, no. I found I was buying and selling on opposite pairs, which both included USD. Took me a minute to realize what I was doing. Yeah, Jordan, it's very common in the trading space, especially in signal groups. What people will do is they'll buy like inversely correlated pairs. They'll buy and sell them at the same time, or correlated pairs, and one of them is like going to win, and so like they'll just highlight the winner. Like if you buy and sell correlated pairs at the exact same time, chances are one of the trades will win. And it's basically an easy way for a signal group to guarantee that they'll win a trade in a day. And then they just delete the one that loses, completely ignore that, and it just plagues the trading space. And so definitely keeping an eye out for that and not, entering on two pairs, but trading the same idea. Jason, gold, vast majority on gold. So yeah. Sort of size, I know it will change depending on the high or low, but to be fair, who's that? Liam Starr. I don't really look at the size of stop loss. I look at it. I just place the good stop loss on the chart. I say a lot. Don't calculate things in terms of pips. Calculating in terms of pips can really constrain you. If you're saying you're going to use a set 30 pip stop loss or a set 20 pip stop loss on every single trade, when volatility, you can track the volatility through the ATR indicator, which is called the average true range, tracks the volatility of a pair. If the volatility is really high and you're stuck using a 20-30 pip stop loss, then you're just going to get stopped out like so much before the broader idea can really play out. And then if you're using a really big stop loss and volatility isn't as high, then you do not need all of that stop loss. So it's just going to make it harder for you to get that risk to reward that you're looking for. When I'm entering a trade, I look on between my execution time frame and my midterm time frame for a nice level, and I just slap it there. There is no objective way to make stop loss as good as possible. If there was an objective best way to do stop loss, institutions and large traders would know exactly where the liquidity is. Exactly, and then just be able to target that specific level perfectly. And so no super objective stop loss works in my opinion. The best way to calculate stop loss is where your trade becomes invalidated, slap it there. If you're trading with support and resistance, if price is coming to support, put your stop loss under the support with a bit of breathing room. That's it. Over time, you'll build up the ability to know how much breathing room to give it, depending on what price is looking like. That, in my opinion, is the way to do it. And it sounds like it'll take time, and it sounds a bit laborious, but that's just how it is. What did Mark ask? Oh, Mark, I did go over divergences on last night's live as well. I ran through a few examples, a good few examples, actually. I think last night's live was really, really, really good. There was a few really, really good tidbits in there. I saw the feedback was brilliant. So definitely taking a look at last night's live, especially from like mid to end. I did want to do the summary of the video, but because it's like an hour and 20 minutes, it takes a bit of time to do the summary like I did for the last live, but that will be coming soon. But from like the mid to the end of the last night's live, there's some seriously high quality, seriously good information, especially with regards to divergences, what they are, how to utilize them. Appreciate that, Lady H. Appreciate that. I just want to see if... oh, no, it's still not. I wanted to see if the camera was working. It keeps on just coming up with that. Next question. What's your biggest challenge for trading gold in 25, and what are you going to do different? I hope you don't mind me asking. Good to learn from your thinking. Nice, Simon. Simon, really good question. I think that's a question everyone should be asking themselves. Simon's question was, what did you think of gold? I'm going to insert just whatever pair you trade. What did you think of it last year? And what can you learn from what happened last year, this year? First off, is something which I say most years I've said to myself is price is either trending or ranging, okay? When price is going from range, if you know price is trending, your trading's far easier. Like if you know price is trending to the upside, you know, like it's super easy to know, okay, I should be getting into buys here. If price is trending to the downside, it's super easy. If price is ranging, it's my favorite conditions, okay? But between those, between trending and ranging, identifying quickly when price is going from a trending market to a ranging market and identifying that as quickly as possible, okay, would just produce far more profits for me. So that's something I want to do going forward, is just figure out and really dial in how to distinguish when we are going from a trending to a ranging as quickly as possible, so I can adapt and adjust accordingly to try and squeeze the most profits out of that position, because there are, you know, telltale signs when we are doing that, and so yeah, knowing when we're in you know, a trending market versus knowing when we're in a ranging market is important, and distinguishing it quicker. That's the big part. Hello, Krishina. Get liking this live, everyone. Get Max's knowledge out there to other. I appreciate that, Lady H. And if you are enjoying the live, you know, liking the stream does help spread it out. Appreciate that. So yeah, let's get into gold anyway. I'm gonna move this. Where's this? I'm gonna move this down. Move this down here. Hello, Ollie. Hello. So yeah, so we do have a. I'm gonna change the color of this so it looks a bit cleaner. So we do have an inverse head and shoulders forming here. Very clean. If you do want to type in inverse head and shoulders, you can take a look at that. I don't trade specifically off like one pattern, but I like to use them in my trading just to give a better, clearer picture of what's going on. So after this, we did have a nice reaction from this level down here with reducing momentum to the downside and then a nice impulse move to the upside. Money flow is still in the red with momentum coming up, expecting further upside from there. So definitely further upside from here, but let's see what other levels we can come up with. Potential bear flag on lower time frame. Which time frame are you looking at, XPR? I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Higher time frame level. This is point AA6 naked point of control, golden pocket daily open. Still a nice level. I'm gonna remove this now. 5 to 3. Let's take a look. I mean, potentially, it's a bit of a wacky bear flag, though. Yeah, I do like the inverse head and shoulders. I do like the inverse head and shoulders on like the 15-minute time frame. Hello, Alan. Hello. Okay, let's see what else we can come up with. Again, we've got to keep in mind something important is we have moved down into this range. So keeping things simple in terms of impulse moves and ranges, we have moved down into this range. So we can expect more times than not, the direction you move into a range is the direction you will continue. So perfect example, we moved up into a range, continued up. Moved up into a range, continued up. Down into a range here, continued down. Doesn't work all the time. Majority of the time, probably 60, 70% of the time, that does come to fruition. So let's see what we can line up from there. So I'm all right taking buys and sells here. Predominantly looks buys, but we'll see. Okay, perfect. Golden pocket lined up perfectly with a value area high. This is just a perfect level. This looks really nice. Just line this up. Let's see what else lines up there as well. And then for those who are new, I do mark up green levels are buy levels, red levels are sell levels. I use confluence trading, so I look for multiple areas of support or multiple areas of resistance to line up together, and then I look for buys or sells when we come to those particular levels. Let's see where daily open is for last week. See if anything lines up. Not really a daily open. Not too much there. I mean, there is some volume, high volume node, but that's the value area high. I'm still happy to put that in though. So we've got golden pocket plus value area high. There we go. And we've got the psychological level of 70, like a round number in there as well. Something to keep in mind. Okay, that's nice. I like this. I like this so far. The VWAP wasn't... VWAP's a bit lower, tad bit lower than that level. Does line up with the trend line. I do always keep in mind the VWAP close. I think VWAP is particularly nice. It does depend on which exchange data you are using. I do want to move up here and see exactly where... No, it is a bit lower. Yeah, it is a bit lower. That's fine. Let me move this off. And again, guys, any questions regarding what I'm doing at the charts or just trading in general, just let me know and I'll happily go into detail on those questions. Automatically. EPES, they didn't appear automatically, so what I did was I dragged a fixed volume range across this price action here. So fixed volume range shows you volume in a specific range. So, excuse me. So normally when you come to a chart, there's volume at a specific time. So like at 2 p.m. last Wednesday, there was this much volume, okay? Whereas a volume profile shows you volume at a specific price. This is a lot better for us because it allows us to line up the high volume nodes where the most transactions took place with other areas of confluence, giving us a high probability area. So I simply came to the chart and I saw we are ranging here. I dragged my fixed volume range across this area here to get the value area low, the value area high, and the point of control. Point of control is the highest volume node of that range. And then I use that to mark up this golden pocket. And again, guys, if you do have any trading questions, just let me know. Anything regarding trading in general or regarding the private group, I'll happily answer any questions. And yeah, just marking up gold ready for tomorrow. Do you recommend entering the trade now as market opens for a buy position? Like always, no. So as soon as market opens, you should be avoiding price action for a few reasons. One is tons of volatility, too much volatility. Spreads are extremely high. Brokers put spreads very high when market's about to close and market reopens to cover their downside. And so like trading as soon as market opens is not a good idea, really. Give it at least a bit of time to sort of marinate and actually figure out what's going on. It's like trying to hug a bear when it's just woken up, okay? Let the bear wake up, let it stretch off, then figure out what you want to do with it, okay? Don't just run in willy-nilly when it's just woken up. How do you use VWAP? So there's two different types of VWAP that I use at the charts. One of them is an oscillator version of VWAP down here. This oscillator VWAP oscillates above and below 0. I can use that when we have like a breakout move. I can see how strong that move is. If VWAP spikes up very high, then I know it's a particularly good move. I can spot VWAP divergences, etc. That's the oscillator version. And then there's the normal VWAP, which is this blue line on the chart here. And by the way, guys, if you do want more information on the private group, there is a link on the YouTube description. You can join there, signals, courses, analysis, community, everything. And then there's VWAP on the chart here. This shows you volume-weighted average price. It's similar to an EMA, but resets at the start of each day. It's one of the first indicators I used when I got into trading. And I quite like it. It makes sense to me. All good like always. Love that, Krishina. Bear analogy. I don't think I've given a bear analogy before. That's new. To those who are new to the live, I do try and, well, I don't try. They just come out. Give analogies to try and make things easier to understand in terms of trading. Trading can be a very foreign thing, very new to a lot of people, and is difficult to really get into. Regardless of what you see online, trading is hard. And so analogies, for me, they help me understand things, and I'm hoping they help you understand things, just relating trading to something very familiar. Not that a bear's familiar, but you know what I mean. I hope. A little bit off topic, but has anyone else got torrential snow where they live? Garen, yeah, I haven't got any torrential snow here. I haven't. I did have, by the way, I put a video in the private group, not in the private group, in the public group. Was it this morning? Not this morning, yesterday morning. I woke up and the coolest weather event I've ever seen ever in Dubai. I heavily encourage you to go into the public group and scroll up to about 5 a.m. UK time yesterday. And it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. All of the clouds were like below the building that I'm in, and you couldn't see the floor. Like, you just see skyscrapers poking up out the clouds. It was crazy. Luke, so how I'd use VWAP to look for confirmations is VWAP divergences. So if VWAP's coming down as price is going up, then I'd look for sells. So for example, here VWAP is coming down, price is going up. And then I've forgotten what this red line was. But then price obviously absolutely fell through the floor. So when VWAP's going down but price is going up, it's a good opportunity to get into sells. When VWAP's going up and price is coming down, then it's a good opportunity to get into buys. They're diverging. How I gave the analogy yesterday of, imagine you attach a rope to two cars. So you've got a car here and a car here, and you attach two ropes. If this car slowly veers off, then eventually that rope will snap them back. Okay, where the oscillator is, for example, in this case, VWAP, if VWAP veers off and starts making lower lows instead of making higher highs with price, it will snap back into place. So, yeah, looking for divergences is basically the telltale signs that they are going away from each other, and that rope between them will snap them back into place, in theory. What's that? What are you saying? What are you saying about Cedar.org? Is that flying the Max snow in snow contract? Really? Wow. Enjoy the snow, I guess. If you want you to enter trades with your levels, Tin, momentum going to the upside price going to the downside. That really is. I gave a good few examples on last night's live, but that is really it. But something which is very important. I do get a lot of questions on confirmations, like more questions on confirmations than anything else. Confirmations are just what they say on the tin. They're confirming something you already know, okay? So the main thing is risk management, trade management, levels. Confirmations are like a small amount of the system. They're to just increase your edge, okay? Increase it by a few percent. Look, that increase in your edge over time is huge, okay? And that's why confirmations are so good. But from trade to trade, they don't have a huge impact. The vast majority of trading is risk management, trade management, levels, okay? Confirmations are, again, just confirming what you already know, and you build up those confirmations through seeing them loads. There's no, like, objective confirmations where it's like, okay, you see this tick box, you see this tick box, you see this tick box, enter trade, because then it could be automated, turned into a bot, and we all know here the bots do not work in trading. So by process of elimination, we can determine that that won't work. So the only thing that will work is building up the discretionary ability to know confirmations on your own, and that comes from entering loads of trades, losing loads, and winning loads. Okay, that's very important. But what I do is I look for momentum, money flow, and VWAP going to the upside, whereas price is coming to the downside into my level. Then I look to buy, or alternatively for sells, I look for price going to the upside, VWAP, so money flow, momentum, everything like that, going to the downside, and then I'll look for sells. My fixed lines shape a difference to yours. Aaron, if you go into the fixed range volume profile settings, so just double click on the fixed volume range and you go into inputs, chances are your row size is, I believe the standard is 70. So changing that to 200 gives you more data and a smoother curvature. It just gives you more bars basically. Jordan, not enough to cancel work. Hopefully you'll wake up tomorrow and it'll be a thick layer. Yeah, Garen, go for it. 3 minute, 1 minute for entries max. I prefer the 3 minute. The 3 minutes just such in my opinion, the 3 minutes such a nice time frame. The 1 minute is like, that's fairly degenerate. Like I use it, but that is really low. The 5 minute is, you know, when you're looking for confirmations, 5 minutes can be an eternity at a level, you know, especially on gold with gold's volatility. 3 minutes, a nice middle ground where you're getting that, you know, you're getting that confirmation quick, but you're not getting it like, you're not getting just it so quick that it doesn't really matter like the 1 minute, and then it's not taking forever like the 5 minute. It's just a really nice time frame. There's no like science behind the 3 minute. I just really like it. I'll say again, your scalp video number 3, I think is great. Okay, that's really good. I appreciate you putting that, Chris. So for those in the private group, if you scroll up in the courses section and you go to the 3rd scalping video, there's a great explanation of Fu Manchu divergences on that. There's a few explanations dotted around everywhere. So the red line is point of control. So if you go into style and this is POC. So then that should be fixed, Aaron. Happy New Year as well, mate. Happy New Year. I appreciate that. NMA, have you told him that? Have you told him that's his nickname? That's funny. Yeah, Andy, drop me a message. Matty, you can go up into timeframes here and add custom interval, and then add the time frame you want here. So, for example, the 3 minute. So again, custom interval at the top, and you can add time frames. And then you can star them so they show up at the top. If you're on phone as well and you star them, you can scroll the time frame, which makes it a lot easier as well. Okay, nice, Aaron. Because VWAP is transaction-based, does VWAP close mean who won the battle? Buyers/sellers during that period. Example, VWAP price closes once Asia session starts. Price drops, shows sellers' power. Garen, I really like your thoughts behind that. And by the way, shout out to Garen. He's journaling extremely well. Really, really nice. I like the way you're thinking about it in terms of buyers versus sellers. That's all trading is. Buyers versus sellers. What we see on the chart is just a giant perpetual battle between buyers and sellers. And the VWAP shows, the VWAP's like, I don't think there's a good analogy for this, but I think the simple way is if price is above VWAP, buyers are winning. If price is below VWAP, sellers are winning. That's normally what happens. And normally early on in a session, if we break through the VWAP, looking for a retest of the VWAP is a really, really nice setup. Keeping an eye on the VWAP to determine what's going on with buyers and sellers, who's winning that particular battle, which I think Garen is sort of leading into, is such a nice idea. Buyers want to be above that VWAP. Sellers want to be below that VWAP. It resets every day. It's a new battlefield each day. And so it's really, really, really good to see. The 3 minute is great. I used the 1 minute before, causing psychology. I felt it wasn't under pressure. It was a good trade, and that's just false. So I realised and stopped. Okay, nice hammer. That's really, really good. And the realisation is definitely very, very important as well. It's a case of it's a support golden pocket level. We expect price to rebound, but only enter trade if we see divergence of image towards that level. Manji, exactly that. Exactly that. This level here, I expect a rejection from it, but I'll only enter if I see confirmations as we approach the level, okay? As we approach the level, do we see confirmations? Let me see how we doing. Sell or buy tonight, tomorrow. Iconic, if price comes to this sell level, I'll look for sells. If price comes to this buy level, I'll look for buys. And yeah. It's not Christmas anymore. Yeah, I do need to get rid of these decorations, to be honest. Yeah, I quite like the background though of having like a cool setup. So I don't know what to put in the background anymore. We'll see. We'll see what happens. That's why I appreciate that a lot. I'm guessing that's exactly why VWAP close is good for Confluence to go. Exactly, guarantee. Yeah, exactly. You've hit the nail on the head there. What VWAP? So the VWAP I use is on the ColezTrades indicator, but you can get just VWAP on TradingView by just typing in VWAP, and then it's volume weighted average price here, just the standard one. Andy, if you want to see a video on taking partials, drop me a message. I'll send you through a few videos, screen recorded of me taking partials and walking through exactly how to do it. Just drop me a message and I'll send through. I've got one video where I say like, okay, I'm going to take partials on this position, and I'll walk through exactly how to do it. So if you want that, just drop me a message and I'll send it through to you. What was the crack with the fog max in Dubai? I have no idea. So I was up the past 2 nights. I have barely slept at all, and I was up till about, I don't know, like 8:30, 9 a.m. Dubai time. So about 5 a.m. UK time. And I'm on the couch. I'm on my laptop. And then the sun starts coming up. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, I need to go to sleep. And I look outside. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, what am I looking at right now? And it was just the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'll show you. For those who haven't seen, I'll show you what I mean, because it is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life by a mile. I don't know if you can see that. It's insane. It was, yeah, it was ridiculous. Let me know if you could see that. I think you could. There we go. But your girlfriend never sees you. No wonder she wants a Birkin business. No comment on that one, Lady H. That one was too true. Bro's gone clear with being above the clouds. It was crazy. Max made it to heaven. Yeah, it was one of the craziest things. Don't like heights, but seeing that would send me. Yeah, no, I hate heights. I don't like going out on the balcony, and so, yeah, that was just insane though. It's like a seed from Blade Runner. Yeah, it's like I don't even know. You can't compare it to anything. It's just ridiculous. It's like it was crazy. Yeah, one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my entire life. Like something about a movie. Yeah, exactly. Just ridiculous. So, I don't know how that is even a thing. So, yeah, pretty cool. Oh yeah, Tony's just said in the Discord you can find the ColezTrades indicator in there. Which group? So I'll put it in the ColezTrades private group. Iconic. Sion. So the only thing I turn off with the ColezTrades indicator is the 4-hour level. Tony will help you in the Discord with it. He knows obviously the indicator inside and out. But the only thing I've turned off really is the 4-hour. And then because Tony said it was a good look back period, I put the look back period to like 500, so then you can see like a lot of the previous levels, which is really important. Yeah, Graham, that's probably a good idea, just so you don't interfere with the process, and also, you know, taking the time to bask in the fact that you've got your first payout is really, really important. You know, that's a huge step in the right direction. You know, massive congratulations to yourself. I mean, getting a payout is absolutely unbelievable and really, really, really nice work. Something to massively watch out for in the trading space to do with prop firms going forward is, I've mentioned this before, but when a prop firm starts offering huge discounts, it is better to not go with those prop firms. Discounts are like a prop firm's last attempt before they pretty much go bankrupt. And a discount is terrible for a prop firm. Why is a discount? So this goes quite deep, and these are a few important notes, especially being in the trading space in 2026. Very important. So one of them, so for those who don't know, a prop firm is basically where you buy a challenge. If you pass the challenge, you get access to a lot of funding. Sounds great on paper, but 99% of them are pretty much scams. But when they offer discounts, that invites a lot of gambling traders. And those gambling traders then cause a lot of inconsistency in cash flow for the prop firm, because they fail a lot of challenges, increasing revenue for the prop firm, but then they might get one huge payout. And so cash flow is very, very, very unpredictable. And for such an important, like cash flow is the most important thing, especially in a prop firm business. And so to have such unpredictability due to those gambling traders on your platform, it just makes it so unpredictable and cash flow so inconsistent that it can't really last. And so it's very, very, very bad for the prop firm to be plagued by those gambling traders. Really, really not good. So that's an important thing to watch out for. When prop firms say sales, it's normally a bad thing. If you catch them as soon as they've gone on sale, it can be quite good. But if they've been on sale for a long time, just be very wary of that. Second thing is a lot of people in sort of the end of 2025 have rotated into futures trading. They're all suddenly futures trading. The reason for this is because, you know, if you're in the trading space and you've got a lot of trading followers and your audience is becoming a bit stingent, like a bit, you haven't really got anything new to offer them. You've been regurgitating the same repackaged ICT concepts for a long time, like a lot of these people have. Then an easy way to reinvigor the community is to say you're going to become a futures trader now, because futures trading is the golden ticket in trading. There's always a golden ticket which they'll dangle in front of your face. And so futures trading has now started a lot of futures prop firms, and there's tons of futures prop firms now. and most of them will go bankrupt in 2026, just like we saw most prop firms go bankrupt in 2025. Most normal, like Forex CFD brokers, go bankrupt in 2025. So definitely don't get swept up by the hype of futures prop firms. It can be very dangerous. So a very important point if you are a prop trader there. Do you know what someone I know was on about? His strategy won't work now. The market, he trades 5 days a week. That, I don't believe that's confirmed yet. Not confirmed yet, so it hasn't fully taken place. But I think, I can't remember the exact system. Loads of people were looking at it, like some Asia Open liquidity grab thing, system. And if that isn't the case, if it goes to 24/7, then there won't be an open to trade. But it hasn't started yet. Exactly, Adam. Appreciate that, Adam. Appreciate that. And then I am gonna Ultimate Aim is you funded account. Definitely. Crypto is, but I think they're on about more traditional markets. So did you use prop firms, scale to X amount, then use personal? Liam, so I get into trading, quick rundown. I get into trading through crypto. So like basically there was a really not very good person in my school who, just the most weird guy imaginable. But I heard like whispers that he was making a lot of money. And like, if he's making a lot of money, I'm curious. And so, you know, I learned about crypto through that guy, got into it, invested in it. Then I went down the normal route of trading it. I made a very serious amount of money, especially at that age. And then I lost a very serious amount of money, especially for that age. And then I basically decided, okay, I'm going to absolutely lock in from here. And I'm pretty good at filtering out bullshit, and I really found it very interesting. So I just went down insane rabbit holes in trading and tried to just learn as much as possible. I do think, in the most non-cocky way, that I do have a very broad and deep knowledge in the entire trading space on most things. And then from there, just learning. I did still have a little nest egg from crypto, which I used, but mainly just scaling up personals. When I was in trading, I didn't even know about prop firms. Like, they weren't a thing up until like 2 years ago. Like, I had no clue what prop firms were when I get into trading. For the first like few years of my trading, they just weren't. They were probably around, but no one spoke about them. They were just not a thing. And vast majority of people aren't making money with prop firms anyway. There's very few people that are scaling up on like normal prop firms that are out there. It's insanely difficult. Most prop firms are not very good, and they'll ban you before you can see real profits. That's why the private funding service we have in the group, which actually allows you to scale up, is so good. Lady H, I was just curious. Look, I'm a very curious person. I like looking into a lot of different things. I think inquisitive, and so if something captures my attention, I'm curious. And so he was a bit of a weird guy, but I was curious. This digital currency, what's he going on about? How has he made all of this money? I don't get it. I just didn't get it. It was very out of the norm, and so yeah. And then I found out about it, and I just went crazy from there. And I got like paranoid with security. I had like, I don't even know, £1,000 in Bitcoin when I first started. I bought like a £250 hardware wallet because I thought the government was going to come after my crypto. You go down that spiral in the crypto space. It's hilarious. So yeah, for those, by the way, those who are hearing me talk about crypto and you haven't like stepped into crypto yet, please, if you do or when you do, be careful. The crypto space is still the Wild West. I don't want anyone to hear me speaking about crypto. Take a look into it after this and get scammed by some project. Be extremely careful in the crypto space. 99.99% of things, I'd say 99.999% of things in the crypto space are complete and utter scams still. It is the complete Wild West. Be very careful, like extremely careful. And yeah, after hearing this video, do like tons of research if you do want to get into that space. I don't want you to hear me talking about crypto and then just like jump in after this. So just a disclaimer there, be careful. Crypto isn't a money printer. So yeah. Ledger Nano, I think I do like Ledger. Eventually, getting multiple hardware wallets is particularly good. And then just getting a safety deposit box somewhere and living your life. Yeah, I think it's good to have a look. Hardware wallets are the best form of security when it comes to crypto. So keeping them on exchange. If crypto is on exchange, then it's not your crypto. 100% better than an online wallet. 100%. 100%. Cold storage is the way to go. What's a cold wallet? So I'd recommend that if you have like quite a bit of crypto. So a cold wallet is like a physical is a physical crypto device basically, where you hold the seed phrase. So not the seed phrase. Yeah, the seed phrase. So only you can access it. It is only yours. If you don't hold the keys, the crypto isn't yours. And it's just the most secure. It's offline. It's completely cold. Cold basically means it's offline, which is obviously, really, really important. Online wallets that still have like seed phrases that you can get through, they're still online, so they're still hot wallets. So if you want the absolute best security, then a cold wallet, which is completely offline, then that's the best to go. Yeah, crypto is definitely a tough space, definitely. And most of it is, I agree with Warren, most of it is complete and utter garbage. And it's purely there to extract money from retail traders, most of it. And yeah. Yeah, it's very similar to that, like always. A lot of them do look like USB pen drives. Ledger's good. I always get this name wrong. It's not. I call it Tandem, but it's like Tangum. That's good. Trezor, good. Krishina. That's funny. Anyway, guys, I think we'll finish up the live here. Do have some nice levels, but I mainly, so I mark up levels on a night from Sunday to Thursday, and then I'll remark them up, make touch-ups on those markups in the morning once Asia has sort of finished and we're in London session, just to get the most accurate levels for the day, and then I'll use those levels to trade and send out the trades that I'm taking into the private group. If you want more information on the private group, then you can click the link on the YouTube description on the channel. Drop me a message and I'll happily answer any questions. And if you do have any questions regarding the private group, regarding trading, regarding anything, do just drop me a message. I'll personally respond. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the live. Hope you got some value out of it. I think it's been a good live. Definitely gone off on a few tangents, but I think there's been a lot of value here. And main thing is, I hope everyone's looking forward to next week. Resuming to a bit of normality in trading. A lot of people are starting trading, first getting back into trading in 2026. And so definitely, take things slow, be careful, risk management first. Maybe implementing, if you have a loss or you have 2 losses, stopping trading for the rest of the day. You don't need to enter tons of trades to make tons of money. Normally, the less you trade, the more profitable you will be. And so just taking things nice and slow. You've got a full year. If your goal in 2026 is to become profitable, don't try and do it in the first week, okay? You've got 52 weeks, okay? Don't try and do it in the first week, okay? Take it slow. You've got a full year ahead of you, okay? There's no need to rush it. So, hope everyone had a great night, great live, and I look forward to smashing the charts next week with all of you. Take care, guys. See you all in a bit. See you in a bit, Andy. See you in a bit, XPR. See you in a bit, MGV, Rob, Liam, Jason, Lee, Leanne, Susie, Ken, Mark, Craig, Katie, Heath, like always, Alan, DB, Krishina, Ian, Chris, Hammer. A lot of people on tonight, which is great to see. Eve, Gio, Jordan, Neil, Adam. And Adam and Brandon are going live after this. If you are in the private group, make sure you hop on there live as well. Anyway, guys, take care.